Rwanda is a small country in the heart of Africa, with many naturally beautiful attractions, some of which are the almost extinct mountain gorillas that live in the north of the country, the Nyungwe National Park, a biodiversity paradise in the west, and the Congo Nile Trail, a linking corridor connecting the two national parks. The Congo Nile Trail is an exciting 10-day hiking experience that covers a wide range of fascinating attractions on the Lake Kivu shores. With a distance of 227 kilometers stretching from Rubavu, the starting point, to Rusizi, the ending point. Rubavu district, the starting point of the Congo Nile Trail, is one of the western province's 7 districts, with Gisenyi as its town. Rubavu features a resort on the shores of Lake Kivu with several hotels and sandy beaches. This area is famous for water sports activities. Before starting the trail, I decided to explore some of the attractions Rubavu district had to offer, like the Rwanda Hill for a unique panoramic view on a big part of the region, especially on the Kivu Lake shores, Gisenyi and Goma town, with the famous Nyiragongo volcano. The Funda Tea Plantation, which is one of the sub-trails of the Congo Nile Trail, for the tea experience. Geographically positioned at an altitude of 1,700 to 3,100 meters on the Congo Nile crest, with its rich volcanic soil, Funda Tea is uniquely placed to produce outstanding tea of unparalleled quantity. This tea plantation has an area of 786.3 hectares and aims to have an area of 800 hectares in the near future. Many locals surrounding the area benefit directly from this tea plantation, as they own up to 96% of the plantation and 4% belongs to the Funda Tea Company, while 10% of the company's benefits go straight to the surrounding local communities. The overnight traditional fishing experience is definitely something I will never live to forget. It starts at 6 p.m. The fishermen leave the shore on their boats singing songs of encouragement as they set out for a long night's work. Once in the middle of the lake, they remain silent, light Coleman lanterns to attract the fish, and set out their empty nets. And at 6 a.m. in the morning, they return overjoyed and rejoicing, with their nets overwhelmed with small specialty fish called sambaza, as their wives wait to collect and sell their findings on shore. Day 1. Day 1 begins at the Paradise Malahide Eco Lodge, a small piece of paradise along the Kivu shoreline that is constructed totally out of local and natural materials. Here, hikers like myself enjoy a beautiful view while having a heavy breakfast and making sure we have everything we need for the journey by reviewing our checklist and the trail user's code. The Congo Nile Trail begins at the Braliwa Bay, next to the road beside the Nyamnyumba Hot Springs, with the first path stretching from Rubavu to Karongi.
Hello and welcome to the Congo Nile Trail. Here on my right you have the Funda Sub-Trail, where you have the tea experience. And here on my left, this is the first destination for Path 1 for the Congo Nile Trail. My name is Angel and I'll be traveling with you, showing you the beautiful surroundings and activities that consist this trail.
Our first base camp would be a homestay base camp, which would allow us to better learn the local lifestyle and better interact with people along the trail.
So this is the first base camp. We've walked 20 kilometers from Gisenyi. So now this is the first base camp. It's a homestay place, so we're hoping to stay the night over and to relax and be ready for tomorrow for another 20 kilometers. So it was a long day, but we've seen very nice sceneries and we've met very nice people along the way. We're a bit tired, but we're ready for tomorrow.
There you go. Karibu Mons.
Start.
Day 2. I woke up to the sounds of birds singing in the nearby trees, children waking up getting ready to go to school, women cleaning their households. I heard the sound of sweeping, the broom against the dirt floor just outside my bedroom window, and a moo from the cows. I heard pots and pans clinging in the kitchen. This morning we would walk another 2 hours to arrive at the Nghora fishing village, and from this point we would enjoy the views of the surrounding, fishermen coming back from the traditional overnight fishing, kids playing in the lake, and the splendid Nghora natural waterfalls that plays a role of acting as a natural border between the Mushonyi and the Kigeyo sectors. The Nghora natural waterfalls are a natural freshwater reserve for its local community and will soon generate electricity for them too. The trail then led us up through the coffee and banana plantations on the Lake Kivu shores to our first stopover, which was the Chimbiri base camp, where we allowed ourselves to take a break and then set off to the Kinunu coffee washing station, which offered us our first coffee route experience and our second base camp, the Kinunu base camp.
We've now reached the second base camp, Kinunu base camp. We finished another 20 kilometers and we're going to stay here for the night. They have very wonderful rooms and we've just had an excellent lunch and now we're having a very lovely dessert. So I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
Day 3, the challenge. Today we are to rise to the top of the Congo Nile watershed, the attraction responsible for the name of the trail. The Congo Nile watershed has an altitude of 2,360 meters above sea level. It consists of a prominent north-south ridge called the Congo Nile crest. Rivers that flow on the west of the crest flow into the Congo basin, while rivers that flow on the east eventually turn northward and flow into the Nile basin. On the top of the Congo Nile watershed lays a view that will rob you of your imagination. A view of the beautiful Lake Kivu at the feet of 1,000 hills. A view of the active and massive Nyiragongo volcano in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
I am now standing on top of the Congo Nile watershed. Behind me, these chains of mountains are dividing the Congo basin, and over there, those chains of mountains are dividing the Nile basin. These are the two longest rivers in Africa. Look at this view, it's so beautiful, and not to mention, I am standing 2,360 meters above sea level.
If you ever dream to know, feel, and view the 1,000 hills, on top of the Congo Nile crest is the place, anytime from dusk till dawn. After an exhausting but worthwhile hike up to the Congo Nile watershed, we had a choice to either walk down the shores of the Kivu Lake to camp at the official Congo Nile watershed of Musasa, or hike up the Congo Nile crest to the Bumba base camp. We chose to go for the Bumba base camp. At Bumba base camp, we were welcomed with coffee and tea, and later, Father blessed the food and we had a wonderful dinner. Every day there was something new and exciting happening on the trail, waiting for me to discover, waiting for me to witness. And what greater gift than to witness new life? Tonight, Father showed us one of his cows that had given birth to twins that very day. Another reason for us to celebrate life that day, wouldn't you agree? This beautiful, quiet village place is the custodian of handcrafts and typical traditional Rwandan village life, where certain activities and products are produced locally by women and people with disabilities in the surrounding community. The items they make are sold and used as income for them. Handbags and sweaters. On my next visit to Bumba, Father said I could practice in making my own sweater and handbag. He even said he would teach me how to milk a cow. Day 4. Today, we woke up early because we had to hike a minimum of 8 hours to get to the Rubendera Junction and then to Kibuye Town Center. We had a picnic at Mushubati at the Musasa Junction and walked again for almost 2 hours along the main road to Rubendera. It was getting late, so we took a bus to the Kibuye Town Center at the Rubendera Asphalt Junction and spent a night at the guest house in the town nearby the lake. Day 5. After 4 days of hiking, we were extremely exhausted and decided to sleep in and relax the whole day. We had a heavy brunch and later on in the day took a boat called the Bluebird for a ride on the Kivu, while admiring the amazing hotels surrounding the lake. We got to go to a Kivu island called Rutembagara and hiked all the way to the top to explore the beautiful island. We also enjoyed the sweet, ripe guava fruits from the trees that bore them. Day 6. We began the second path at the junction nearby the Kibuye Hospital. This path features tea plantations that offer the tea route experience on the Gisovu subtrail, as well as Mount Karongi that has an altitude of 2,380 meters above sea level and a beautiful scenic view.
Today is day 6 and yesterday we had a full resting day here in Karongi. And today we're leaving for Rusizi and we're going to pass through Nyamasheke. So join me as we start the path 2.
The shadow of Rwanda's dark past shades the life of a certain hill not too far from Kibuye, the Bisesero Resistance Hill. In 1994, more than 30,000 people were killed on this hill during the genocide against the Tutsis in Rwanda. One should remember that this site where the memorial has been built is now called Hill of Resistance because of the heroic resistance mounted by the people of Bisesero against their assassins. Ironically, almost 10 kilometers away from the Hill of Resistance is the Colline de l'Espérance, the Hill of Hope, an orphanage that accommodates 127 orphans, which was chosen to be the first base camp of the second path of the Congo Nile Trail.
So we've now done 20 kilometers from Kibuye. We're heading to Mugonero, which is about 6 kilometers away, for the first base camp on the second path. So, you ready? Yeah, okay. Let's go.
Pleasure to have you here. Very welcome.
Thank you for
Your name?
having us.
Fabrice. And your name?
Angel.
Pleasure to have you here. Very welcome.
Thank you very much.
Please join us.
We played games at the table while waiting for dinner to arrive.
What can we? Yes! Perfect.
Dinner was great, and after dinner, I was taught to sing songs from Guatemala in Spanish, while I also taught a song in Rwanda. It was a beautiful cultural exchange.
Yes, you got it. Then I go. Duru Rwanda ni rwiza rwa Gasabo we.
Duru Rwanda we. Como una promesa, eres tú, eres tú. Como una mañana de verano. Como una sonrisa, eres tú, eres tú. Así, así, eres tú.
Beautiful angelic voices from the orphanage choir, called the Happiness Choir, woke me up in the morning.